gets launched. There we go. Welcome to our third hour presentations of our keynote. We're going to begin today with Mr. Chris. We hope you enjoy.
Okay, so I guess I'm going to pull it up here. Oh, crap. Okay, so whenever I made this, I had just finished watching whenever I came up with this idea, I had just finished watching some of the episodes on Cosmos on Fox from Neil deGrasse Tyson. And so it made me think about what we're doing in our society to help science, because everybody always talks bad about science, oh, I've got this test due, and it's like, well, it's not really what science should be. So I kind of tried to make that my point and try to help people figure out that it's more fun than you might think it could be. What was some other things that I had to talk about?
Data you gathered?
Oh yeah, Mrs. Dink had to send out my form to this class so I could get some data, but it was just basically, what do you think about science and how do you think it will affect you in the rest of your life? And most people said it was a pretty big part, and only one person said that they really wanted to do anything in science or cared what happens over the next few years. So here is the video. It's 5 minutes and maybe could be a little shorter. Sorry.
When I think of science, I think of a truly human activity. Something fundamental to our DNA. Something that drives curiosity. When you're a kid, you're born a scientist. What does a scientist do? We look up and say, I wonder what that is. Let me go find out. Let me poke it. Let me turn it around. This is what kids do. Kids that can barely walk, what are they doing? They're turning over rocks. They're plucking petals off of roses. They're exploring their environment through experimentation. That's what we do as human beings. So what do? We prevent that. We prevent these depths of curiosity from revealing themselves, even within our own residences. We spend a year teaching our kids to walk and talk, and the rest of their lives telling them to shut up and sit down. What kind of environment is that? The goal here is not to make everybody a scientist. That's not the goal. What a boring world that would be. You want artists, you want musicians, you want novelists, poets, you want the rest of us. What matters is whether they're scientifically literate and maintain that literacy and that curiosity throughout their lives, no matter what becomes their profession. People think science literacy is being able to recite facts, and it's not that. It's a part of it, but it's not the main part. The main part is, how do you look at the world? What does the world look like through your lens? If you're scientifically literate, the world looks very different to you. It's not just a lot of mysterious things happening. There's a lot we understand out there. And that understanding empowers you to, first, not be taken advantage of by others who do understand. And second, there are issues that confront society that have science as their foundation. You can't look at science and math as some separate subject. It's fundamental to what it is to be alive, because it's all around us. It influences your health, your safety, how you have to vote, what issues are before you politically. If you're not scientifically literate, it's in a way you are disenfranchising yourself from the democratic process, and you don't even know.
Maybe kind of, sort of, and a little fast sometimes, a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah, I liked your the stuff though. I mean, and also that you pull things out of the first part to kind of drive your stuff. And you know, the thing is, I find that to be true. And if you think about it, people always say, what's the biggest change you've seen in education? I've been doing this is my 32nd year. The biggest change I see is the passivity of my students. And what I mean by that is I have more and more kids who come to me who possess more and more knowledge or the access to knowledge without the ability, the desire to even investigate it. That scares me to death. I watch kids walk into me, they have better phones, better everything, and they don't know how to operate them. They don't know how to explore them. They don't know how to make them, how it runs, and they have no desire to even find out. That part scares me. We got to change that part, that questioning thing. That's why I love having a playground here. I love throwing things at kids and saying, okay, how does this work? And letting them figure it out, because we need to do that again. You know, we don't have enough of that. We have too much of where you guys get all your information handed to you, and that's from television or anything else, and you believe it. I have people who believe that stuff. I'm like going, why do you believe it? How do you know it's true? Nobody asks how or why anymore. So we got to work on that. Now, I'm not talking about all of you guys, but you know what I'm saying? I don't think you have to be a scientist to know how things run or want to know why things run. How many of you guys used to tear stuff up when you were a kid and take it apart? Yeah. Do you do that anymore? No.
Well, on a
yeah,
less destructive scale.
Less destructive, hopefully. But you know what I'm talking about, right? So that's the whole thing is how do we get back in touch with that? I don't want my kids to go places and let others do for them what they can do themselves. You know, I don't like that. I don't want to send you out the door not being able to do the stuff yourself. That's a good point. Nice. Who wants to go next?
Me.
Go. Can you do? Oh, we'll let you. We try to let you have water.
I'm sure you'll pause
Water's
it
free.
on the parts that kind of went by a little fast.
I do all. I look at all of it. I look at your pictures. I make sure they're signed. I do all that.
Okay.
I have no life. It's the Carson. Carson, talk to us about concept and how you built it and all that.
Right. So my topic is why college athletes should not be paid and why it would ruin the game. And my main point is basically that we're in the competition of college football, and I use a lot of the different content on each slide and animated it out and put video. And there you go.
Yeah, any particular issues? Because I mean, I thought it was cool you guys were all working with your timing. This was the side, I mean, you guys were the quietest the other day when stuff was coming due. You were like labor intensive. And you might not have known that, but you guys were on it. And that was the best part of it. I was like watching what you were doing.
Some of us were on it.
Some of us were on it. Some of us waited to the last minute. But I could see how your wheels were turning. You were like going, okay, I wanted to say this, I wanted to do that. That's the kind, I mean, you were problem solving as you went.
Some of us ran around in Darth Vader basketball.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes, a little bit too
a
much.
little bit.
Rocket, Carson.
You start throwing contract off of these kids and you take their eyes off that ball, you're doing a real disservice. Talking about their contract in the final exam. Could that happen? It's going to be like now sports for the million regular students who doesn't want to play for the joy of playing.
Not half and half, eh? Little less. Cool.
I like cut my song because it was originally 3 minutes, but then I got a little longer.
Yeah. Your video, is that one video or was
Yeah.
that multi? And then you just,
I took it in iMovie and then like split it.
yes. Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Very good. Okay. So now, Matt, guys, just think about where you've come and what time is it? Yeah. 10:59. What time do we get out of here? We got here in just a second. But think about this. When you guys came in here, I want you to think about all of the software you can now use and how you, if there's an issue that you need to address, how you can use the software you know how to use to make that work. how is this different than writing an essay?
It's not much different.
If I said, okay, I want you to prove a point or support a point, how is it different? Because I'm going to grade you on the same terms. You know, if you have spelling mistakes or grammatical mistakes, same thing. It's just that you are using your research in a different way, in a more visual way.
You don't have to write as much.
You do not have to write as much, but you have to do the same things. If your logic is broken, your logic is broken, right? Okay, I'm going to stop this.